I'm from Indiana, but I'm a Red Sox fan.
And I'm from Minnesota and I'm a Yankees fan, but I'm
And
actually in New York right now.
actually, you are in New York, but
Anyways,
still,
yeah.
welcome to the rivalry out of state. And it's been a while since we've done one of these, but life has kind of gotten in the way. But here we are because Red Sox Yankees is set to kick off once again, July 7th through July 10th, a 4-game set at Fenway. The good guys versus the bad guys. Those can flip.
Interpret that as you will.
Yeah. Those can
And
flip
it's
depending
about
on who
time
you're rooting
too.
for. It is about time because the last time these two teams played each other was opening day. And if that series was any indication of how this one's going to go, we're in for a treat. So, Andrew, are you ready to go, good sir?
Let's run it.
All right, let's do a recap of each team's season so far. And I think it's only fitting that we start with the New York Yankees because what did you expect? What did we both expect? Because we both predicted the Yankees to be, in the middle of the AL East, just
Hmm.
kind of like floating around, doing their thing, and then everything started clicking.
Yeah.
Everything just firing on all cylinders. The starting pitching is nasty. The hitting is scoring runs left and right. The bullpen is locking stuff down. Guys who we didn't even know at the start of the season have turned out to be the best relievers in baseball. And because of that, the Yankees are treated to a 58-22 record, which is the best record in baseball by a country mile. Now, you look at the standings, they are 13 games up of the second place Red Sox, and that is an astronomical figure to be up even before the All-Star break. We'll get to the Red Sox, but let's just break down how the Yankees got here. Andrew, what do
Yeah,
you
let's
see
do
from
it.
your Yankees?
So I'll start off. Remember what I said at the beginning of the season when I gave the Yankees the prediction that I did? The first thing I said is, I hope I'm wrong. And boy, I've never been happier to be more wrong. But
Woo.
anyways, so back when we did the "What's Wrong with the Yankees" video, when we were kind of struggling first couple weeks of the season, I said catching need to be addressed. Little do we know, we had our answer with us. Introducing Jose Trevino. He's just been that up and coming star for our team, and we don't need to trade for a catcher at the deadline because we have him.
No, you don't, because you have an all-star catcher of your own. Trevino is slashing 255, 303, 440, 7 home runs, 25 RBI, and an OPS plus of 112. So Trevino has become almost their everyday catcher. And who needs Kyle Higashioka when you got yourself a Jose Trevino? And for me, the one thing that really needed fixing was the starting pitching. I was like a little iffy on like what was Jordan Montgomery going to be? What is Jamison Tyone going to be? What about Luis Severino? And who could have expected Nestor Cortez to be as nasty as he was? And then we made the "What's Wrong with Garrett Cole" video because out of the gate he looked ugly. Yeah,
And he's flipped
they
it
shut me
around.
up really, really, really fast because
Remember,
all of
I
them.
said it's a switch. And I
Yep.
said he needed to flip it back, and that's exactly what he did after that terrible start.
Yeah, you look at his stat line, it's almost like you forgot how bad the start of the season was. I mean, through 93 and a third innings pitched, 117 strikeouts to 26 walks, an ERA below 3, a FIP below 3.5, and an ERA plus of 126. And he hasn't even been the Yankees' best pitcher statistically because that honor goes to the one, the only
Nasty
nasty
Nestor.
Nestor Cortez Jr., who has been better than Garrett Cole and better than anybody thought he would be. Andrew,
Yeah. So I mean, Nasty Nestor he really went from a meme to being unironically the best pitcher in our rotation. And it's almost like he gets to where he's at. He almost takes inspiration from Johnny Cueto. He has his motion that he does to throw the batters off. He doesn't have velocity, and that's why no one really expected him to be much in terms of being a starting pitcher. But he has the cutter, he has the slider, and that's how he throws the batters off, along with the shimmy.
he's making it work. He's throwing off timing with his motion, doing little shimmies, breaking rhythm. And he only throws 90 to 91 from the left side. But he's, like you said, he's got the cutter, he's got the slider. think he maybe has like a change in there that he throws from
Yeah,
time to time.
I think cutter and slider is two top
But like,
pitches
yeah,
though.
mainly fastball, cutter, slider, and he's been making it work in a big way. I want to talk about the bullpen though,
Oh yeah.
because who in the world has heard of Clay Holmes and Michael King? And then they're two of the nastiest relievers in all of baseball. Like, what's going on? Like, Clay
Hey,
Holmes
I'll
has
say
been so
this.
good that your multi-million-dollar closer, Aroldis Chapman, is no longer your closer.
Yep.
Like, Clay Holmes has been so good. He's outright taken that role from Aroldis. Well, not like Aroldis is doing himself any favors anyway, because he has just been absolutely terrible. Like, he was hurt, but then when he came back, it was ugly. But Clay Holmes and Michael King have been absolutely locked down in the 8th and ninth.
Yeah, for sure. When
That's
we
something I
traded
wish
for
the Red
Clay
Sox
Holmes,
had.
when we traded for Clay Holmes last year, there were a lot of Yankees fans upset because of the prospect that we traded, Hoyt Park. And because Clay Holmes didn't seem to be doing that well with the Pirates system, but I guess just joining the Yankees with Matt Blake seemed to be the move. And I
I
mean,
guess
he
so.
seemed like he would be our setup guy the way he was pitching last season. Like I remember he was pretty good as the setup guy, and then we just bring in Chapman in the ninth and we'd be pretty good. But then this year, Chapman started to struggle, and Clay Holmes just only got better.
Yeah,
So it seemed like it was a no-brainer to put him in the closer. And he even broke one of Mariano Rivera's records. He broke his records for the most innings in a row without giving up a run. That's ridiculous. Seems like one of those records you never even think would be broken.
yeah.
And here we are.
To be in the same conversation, much less eclipsing a record by the great Mariano Rivera, really proves what elite company that Clay Holmes has put himself into. If you look at the numbers, 15 saves, 38 strikeouts, 5 walks in 37 innings pitched, a .49 ERA. That's microscopic. He has been
Amazing.
absolutely locked down. So with the Yankees, it's been Jose Trevino's emergence. We like the pitching. They've been all nasty. And we didn't even mention Anthony Rizzo or Aaron Judge, who Aaron Judge is the front runner for American League MVP. As much as that pains
Yep.
me to say, is there a better hitter in the game right now than Aaron Judge? I'm not sure. But just a combination of all of that have made the Yankees the best team in baseball again. And I could not hate it anymore. But let's flip the script
Before
to
wait, no. One
okay,
more
before
guy I
okay,
want to talk about before we go onto the Red Sox.
right.
Gleyber Torres is back. I thought it was over for him. He struggled 2020, 2021. He was looking like he would
Great.
emerge as the next big star along with Aaron Judge. And he's back now.
He's that mid second baseman that is Gleyber Torres. I guess if Yankees fans want to call him back, sure,
Look,
go for it.
he's back at the point where he's actually contributing well to the team and he wasn't a liability.
I
Like
guess if I
people
guess
were
if that's your
thinking
definition
that
of back, then by all means, Gleyber Torres is back.
hey, he's been clutch for us too. I don't know. That matters a lot to me. Same way with Jose Trevino. Like you look at his stats like on paper, might not look that amazing, but when he's come up for us, it's been at the right time. He has multiple
That
walk-off
is
hits
true.
for us.
That is true.
He's put us back in the game when we've needed to, put us up more runs when we need insurance. So I mean, those two, they've really just come up at the right times. And I think that's what's important to me personally.
Yeah, that definitely helps when it comes to being the best team in baseball, having no weak spots. And from what I've seen through the first half of the season or whatnot, and I'm sure you've seen it too, that the Yankees have no weaknesses. But now let's go on to my Boston Red Sox, who've had a little bit a bumpier season, not quite the smooth ride that the Yankees have had. The Red Sox are sitting at 45 and 35 at that second place in the AL East. They may be 13 games back in the division, but they hold the first wild card spot, which is awesome.
Hey, this is what I'll say. That's still a good record. And I mean, we
Oh,
did need
it's
to
not
just
bad
make
by
a
any
what's
means.
wrong with video for them to flip it around just like the Yankees did.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
guess that's just the formula. Make a what's wrong with video and then they'll be good.
well, they've definitely flipped it around. Like the Red Sox have their own contributors on offense as well. When you look at the trio of Xander Bogaerts, Rafael Devers, and JD Martinez, they have been three of the best hitters in the American League. Xander Bogaerts deserves to start at shortstop in the American League All-Star game, and Rafael Devers deserves to start at third in the American League at the All-Star game.
I'll give you Devers, but Tim Anderson should be the starting shortstop. But hey, as long as we can both agree, it shouldn't be Bo Bichette.
It's not. It shouldn't be Bo Bichette. We'll get into fan voting another time and how ridiculous that is. But that's not the case. Another thing about the Red Sox that has really, really carried us is our starting pitching. Our starting pitching has been hurt to the moon and back, and whoever takes the bump on any given day has given us great outing after great outing after great outing. Like, for example, this is how hurt we are. Arguably, our best four starters are all down. Chris Sale hasn't pitched this year. James Paxton hasn't pitched this year. Nathan Eovaldi has been hurt for a while, and Garrett Whitlock has been on the IL for a while. And Rich Hill was just placed on the IL, who he was doing pretty well in his own right too. Okay, so who does that leave you? That leaves you with Nick Pivetta and Michael Wacha, who have both been fantastic when the Red Sox need them to. It hasn't been Yankees level, but it has been enough to win games. And that is what the Red Sox have been doing. Score enough runs, let the starting pitchers go 6-7 innings, and then hopefully roll the dice and lock it down in the bullpen. But that's been the formula for the Red Sox. And Nick Pivetta and Michael Wacha have been awesome at that. And then when you roll out Josh Winkowski, Cutter Crawford, and Connor Siebold as your 3, 4, and 5, and you're still winning games, this is a team whose fortitude and resolve has been absolutely remarkable through all the injuries that their starting rotation has had. But now we get to the elephant in the room, which is that bullpen. Oh my God. Maybe
it's something new every day, isn't it?
It's something new every day. It's a different guy every day. We can't find a closer. Well, now Tanner Houck is our closer, but like it was about time. We didn't have to take until late June to find a ninth inning guy between rotating through bargain bin free agent signings and what's left of Matt Barnes. It's like you said, it's something new every night. Who's going to blow it every night? And maybe if we had that ninth inning guy like a Clay Holmes or a Michael King, or even I think if we have Aroldis Chapman in the ninth, we have a record comparable to the Yankees. But no, we continue to trot out Hansel Robles in high leverage situations, and he keeps blowing games and giving up runs. He should not be on this roster.
Hey, I'm telling you, last year when I was at the Twins game, he was the setup man. I think he gave up 3 or 4 runs that inning. And so I'm not surprised.
There's a reason why the Twins were willing to part with Hansel Robles. He's not a major league caliber, high leverage relief arm. He's not. And I'm glad that Tanner Houck has figured it out in the ninth, at least a little bit, and can hold down the fort enough to maybe at the trade deadline, I swear to God, go get a closer. Go get a closer now. If not now, then at the trade deadline. I don't care. But if August, sure, go get Scott Barlow. Scott Barlow has been pretty good for the Royals in their closer role. I wouldn't mind that. Just go get somebody that's dependable, that can lock down the ninth, where you don't have to cross your fingers on a nightly basis saying, oh my God, is the game going to be flipped upside its head? Like the Red Sox,
they vaccinated too.
Yeah, because we didn't have Houck for that Toronto series at the end of June. And like we look at the Cubs series, when the offense doesn't score runs, the bullpen blew it. And that's how we lost that series to the Cubs. Sure, we had a stretch in June where we were absolutely unstoppable, and that's how we've gotten to 10 games over 500, because there was one point in like late April where they were last place in the AL East, and everybody was talking about all are the Red Sox sellers at the deadline? Like, let's just pump the brakes. This Red Sox team is still a good team, but there are definitely a few things that they have to fix if they want to be able to compete with the big dogs, aka the Yankees, come October.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, yeah, the answer's got to be get a closer, maybe even get a starter too. just with the status of all the guys that are on the IL.
A starter would be nice. I mean, if we could get a fifth guy where we didn't have to trot Rich Hill out every fifth day, like if our healthy rotation is Sale, Evaldi, Pivetta, Walker, and Paxton, like I'm fine with that. But I don't know when the heck James Paxton is going to come back. Sale and Evaldi are close, but like go get a fifth guy. Like,
yeah, I would try to get Montas or Blackburn on the A's.
That would be nice. Frankie Montas or Paul Blackburn would be awesome in a Red Sox uniform. That's a great idea, Hein Bloom. Like,
hey, I'm not saying I'd like it, but if I were the GM of the Red Sox, those are the guys I would be looking for right now.
Yeah. So now that we've covered how we got to this point, let's take a look at this upcoming series. Like I said, it's a 4-game set, and the starting matchups, the opener has Garrett Cole and Josh Winkowski. That one should be a good battle for how well Garrett Cole has been pitching, and Josh Winkowski, the unsung hero so far of this rotation. That Friday in the second game, we got Nasty Nestor and Michael Wacha. On Saturday in the third game, Monty and Cutter Crawford will square off. And in the series finale, Jamison Tyone will take the bump against Nick Pivetta. So we know how the opening day series went. Andrew, what are your expectations for this next second series of Red Sox Yankees?
Look, I'm not going to sound so extreme and say go for the sweep. It's an impossible task for both of us most of the time. Just get the win, bring that positive energy into the All-Star break with, hey, we won a series against the Red Sox. We're still on top. That's what we got to do. I'm fine if we drop one game, but do whatever you can to win the series.
Yeah, and this is why it's called the rivalry, because the mentality for the Red Sox is exactly the same. This series means more in a point of the season where, you know, are you going to be buyers or are you going to be sellers? We're obviously going to be buyers now, but if you ride that momentum into the All-Star break with a series win against your hated rivals, I that would be awesome. Just say, take it a day at a time, go ball game to ball game, make sure the offense shows up, try to hit that Yankee pitching, and just don't let the bullpen screw things up. And I think we'll be fine. Let's not forget that these are two very, very good ball clubs, and they will bring their best against each other. It's just a different feel, Red Sox, Yankees. I forget who it was, said that like Yankees Astros had eclipsed Red Sox Yankees. Is like,
wasn't it Heyman?
Something like that. I don't know. I forget. I'll find that tweet and put it up. But that's absolutely ridiculous.
I never want to hear it.
I don't either. There's nothing like Red Sox Yankees, and it will be put on full display.
But I remember
from July 7th to July 10th.
Last year, there was that one Instagram page, MLB Trash Talkers, trying to make the argument that Dodgers Padres was better than Yankees Red Sox.
Oh dear.
It's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. And this was before their
collapse that they had last year. Red Sox Yankees is the best rivalry in baseball. Debate a wall. It's like, that is something that Red Sox and Yankees fans can unequivocally agree on. There is no rivalry like those two. But Andrew, before we wrap it up, you got anything else?
No, just don't overthink it. You guys have been playing amazingly so far. Let's keep it up against the Red Sox.
Yep. And let's go for a couple wins against the Yankees. But that's all we got for this episode of the Rivalry Out of State, our little series preview of the second Red Sox Yankees series this season. We'll be coming at you with a recap once this series concludes. Buckle in. It'll be a great ride. But if you want to watch some more of our stuff here on Running the Table, we got all sorts of sports content for you. So go check it out if you like it. But until next time, we out.